Throughout this video, we're going to be exploring the story of the Cranberries, one of Ireland's most iconic bands whose unique sound resonated across the globe. We'll be looking at some of their best known songs that you know and love, from the breakout hit Linger to the most powerful protest anthem Zombie. Our focus will be on the band's history, their distinctive sound and their lasting cultural impact, with a special emphasis on the unforgettable voice and artistry of lead singer Dolores O'Riordan. Just on a side note before we begin, if you'd like to support the channel a little bit more and also show your love for Irish music, check out the shop where I've got a ton of products like hats, hoodies, t-shirts, mouse mats, stickers and much more too. All the designs are 100% Irish music inspired and were created by either myself or my father, as well as that even the photograph on this mug here was taken by my mother, and I butchered it, so I did, by adding all these graphics to it. But I do like it. It's my favourite mug. 600 millilitres. You drink a cup of tea out of that, you'll be buzzing all day long. So have a look when you got a little bit of time. If this video as well gets 100 likes, I will put a 10% discount on all products on the website for a month. And also don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon as well so you can keep up to date with our new videos. Okay, so without further ado, let's have a look at the video. In the history of alternative rock, some voices are just unforgettable. They cut through the noise, capturing a specific time and place, yet somehow becoming timeless. For a generation in the 1990s, one of the most distinctive and powerful of these voices belonged to Dolores O'Riordan. As the frontwoman of the Cranberries, she led a small band from Limerick, Ireland, to global stardom, selling nearly 50 million albums worldwide and leaving an indelible mark on music history. This is the story of their voice. A story of ambition, art, struggle, and the enduring power of a singular voice. It begins all the way back in County Limerick, Ireland, 1989. Brothers Noel and Mike Hogan, descendants of the 19th century Irish poet Michael Hogan, the Bard of Thomond, met drummer Fergal Lawler in their teens. Galvanised by the DIY ethic of punk and their shared love for 80s indies bands like The Cure and The Smiths, they decided to form a band. Noel was on guitar, Mike was on bass, and Fergal on drums. They called themselves the Cranberry Saw Us. Their first singer was Niall Quinn, who also played in a local band called the Hitchers. But after less than a year, Quinn decided to leave to focus on his other group. For months the band was purely instrumental, honing their jangly guitar sounds and song structures. They needed a singer, specifically a female one, so they placed an ad. It was Niall Quinn who made the connection though, that would change absolutely everything. He knew of a girl, a friend of his girlfriend's sister, who was a singer-songwriter looking for a band. Her name was Dolores O'Riordan. In the mid-1990s, an 18-year-old Dolores O'Riordan arrived at the audition shy, soft-spoken, with a keyboard under her arm. Raised in a working-class Catholic family in County Limerick, she had been singing before she could even talk, and performing in the church choir. At 12, she announced to her class as well, "My name is Dolores O'Riordan and I'm going to be a rock star." And right she was. Her ambition was matched by a unique talent, her voice shaped by traditional Irish music, liturgical chants, and a love for artists like Sinead O'Connor, whose song Troy she sang at the audition. The band was impressed and gave her a cassette with an instrumental chord progression Noel Hogan had written. A week later, she returned with a rough version of a song called Linger. The minute she sang, it was like your jaw drops at her voice. We were all looking at each other in the room going, where did that come out from? Because she was so small and tiny, you just didn't expect it. She was hired immediately. A musical partnership quickly formed between O'Riordan and Noel Hogan, with Noel writing the music and Dolores providing the lyrics and melodies. O'Riordan, the principal songwriter and lyricist, drew from her own life experiences, births, deaths, pain and sadness. Her first serious kiss inspired the lyrics for Linger, turning Noel's chords into a song of regret and heartache. The band, now renamed the Cranberries, recorded a demo tape featuring early versions of Linger and Dreams. This tape sparked a bidding war among major British record labels, and the band eventually signed a 6-album deal with Island Records, a label which was famous for nurturing unique talents like Bob Marley and U2. Their start was difficult. An early EP, Uncertain, received poor reviews, and the band struggled with their first manager, Pierce Gilmore, eventually firing him. They found their footing with producer Stephen Street, known for his work with the Smiths. Their debut album, Everybody Else is Doing It So Why Can't We, was released on March 1st, 1993. Initially, it gained little attention. The band toured relentlessly, opening for Suede and Sleeping on Floors. In her early performances, a shy O'Riordan would often sing with her back to the audience. The turning point came in the United States, MTV put the video for Linger into heavy rotation. The song, with its acoustic arrangement, soaring string section, and O'Riordan's emotionally raw vocals, was a sensation. It climbed to number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100, driving the album to sell 6 million copies worldwide. By June 1994, more than a year after its release, the album hit number 1 in the UK and Ireland. At just 22, Dolores O'Riordan was an international star. With their second album, No Need to Argue, the Cranberries made a dramatic shift. On March 20th, 1993, an IRA bombing in Warrington, England, killed 2 young boys, Johnathan Ball and Tim Parry. O'Riordan, who was on tour in the UK at the time, was absolutely devastated by the death of innocent children and wrote Zombie as a visceral response. When it says in the song, "It's not me, it's not my family," that's what I'm saying. It's not Ireland. It's some idiots living in the past. The song was a radical departure from their previous work. Driven by a heavy grunge-influenced guitar riff and O'Riordan's powerful yodeling cry, it was a raw protest against violence. Island Records was hesitant though, fearing a political song would be way too controversial, and even offered the band $1 million to work on something else. But the band stood firm. Released in September 1994, Zombie became a global phenomenon. It topped the charts in Australia, France, Germany and Belgium, and won Best Song at the 1995 MTV Europe Music Awards. The music video, directed by Samuel Bayer, featured O'Riordan painted in gold before a cross, intercut with harrowing footage of soldiers and children in Belfast. Though it was banned by the BBC for its violent imagery, the impact was undeniable. No Need to Argue went on to sell 17 million copies, cementing the Cranberries as one of the biggest bands of the 90s. Global stardom brought immense pressure. The band's third album, To the Faithful Departed in 1996, featured politically charged songs that were absolutely mauled by the press. O'Riordan in particular struggled under the intense scrutiny. She later revealed she was very depressed and extremely anorexic during this period. The pressures of an extensive world tour led to exhaustion, insomnia, paranoia, forcing the band to cancel tour dates and take a year-long hiatus in 1997. "I was a prisoner of my own celebrity. I needed time, not only to focus on my family and health, but also on my solo career." During this time, O'Riordan was recognised as a style icon, known for her pixie cut and as well for performing barefoot sometimes. But behind the scenes, she was battling demons that stemmed from childhood abuse and the constant demands of fame. The band then released 2 more albums, Bury the Hatchet in 1999 and Wake Up and Smell the Coffee in 2001, before going on an extended hiatus in 2003 to pursue solo projects. The Cranberries reunited in 2009, releasing the album Roses in 2012 and the acoustic Something Else in 2017. But on January 15, 2018, the world was stunned by the news of Dolores O'Riordan's death at only the age of 46. An inquest later ruled her death was an accidental drowning due to alcohol intoxication. Before she died, she had recorded vocal demos for a new album. The surviving members Noel Hogan, Mike Hogan and Fergal Lawler decided to complete the record as a final tribute. "We will do this album and then that will be it. No one wants to do this without Dolores. The Cranberries without Dolores just isn't the Cranberries." Their final album, in the end, was released in 2019 to critical acclaim, earning a Grammy nomination for Best Rock Album. As promised, the band then disbanded. The Cranberries were more than just a band. They were, as Irish President Conor McGregor said, and that doesn't sound right. Let me just try that again. President Michael D. Higgins, he said that they were an immense influence on rock and pop music in Ireland and internationally. They were Ireland's biggest musical export since U2, yet they never lost their distinct Limerick identity, in large part due to Dolores' unapologetically strong Irish accent. Her voice, lilting, yodeling, keening and ferocious, defined their sound and has influenced countless artists from Florence Welch to Adele. Their songs continue to resonate. In April 2020, the video for Zombie became the first by an Irish band to surpass 1 billion views on YouTube. It has been adopted by a powerful anthem at Irish rugby matches, a testament to its enduring unifying cry against violence. The story of the Cranberries is one of contrasts. A quiet girl with a thunderous voice, delicate melodies paired with crushing guitars. Global fame born from personal pain. At the heart of it all was Dolores O'Riordan, an artist who turned her struggles into anthems that became the voice of a generation. The song is ended, but the memories and the music will always linger. So that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And also check out the shop too. As I said, I've got a ton of Irish music related stuff there, so have a browse whenever you can. I'll also take suggestions as well, so feel free to shout out down in the comments if you want something specific. I will try my best to work on it for you. By the way, if you are, or if you know somebody who is a musician connected with Ireland in some way, inspired by Irish music basically, or a trad musician, right? And you want to get your music noticed a little bit more, reach out to me. My email address is on the channel page in the About section. When I made this channel, one of my goals was to turn it into a platform to show off the amazing talent that comes out of the country, either directly or inspired by the music. There's always a story to tell, so give me a shout if you'd like to get your music noticed a bit more. Before we wrap up, I want to give a shout out to our channel members. Here's your names on screen. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate your support as always. If you'd like to join them, hit the join button below, or check out the links in the description for more information. So that's it from me. Thanks again for watching. I really hope you're all having a great day, no matter where you are. Slán go fóill. Cheers.